5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Skull A&M.
Oh, come on. Don't be a little bit. Don't show your TAMU bias here, Preston.
UT and A&M making out of the base. UT's hero having a bit of trouble, but their standard is out, and that's really the most important thing. You can see both sides trying to get projectiles as UT is spinning their sentry, not in a traditional manner. But
UT's hero now making its way out of the base. Finally, all robots on the field out of their base area, making their way over that.
Texas A&M standard moving straight into that 1v2 that we've identified, trading very effectively. Gets that hero down to about half health, chewing through the hero. The hero doesn't have projectiles. That's not where you want to be. And he's taken out. A&M kind of going with that NUS strategy. Absolute. That, I believe what you're hearing is the sentry for Texas A&M ammo dumping for year 3 in a row. Just shooting the wall as fast as can be.
Wait, at least it does shoot. We were seeing those projectiles at velocity.
Yeah, but you could. It's already hurting itself. So sentry health is the win condition here. It's shooting at a wall that is exactly perpendicular to its barrel. So projectiles are bouncing back, hitting its own armor panels, and it's now tied. Texas A&M has hurt their own sentry and brought themselves down to a tie game.
Texas A&M does get themselves a central buff point there. That does net them an additional experience points, 250 points you can see on the right side of your screen. That will give them higher levels on their ground robots. And that sentry quickly dropping health there for the blue side. That's 10 HP now versus Texas A&M sentry still at 550 health.
Texas A&M successfully going 1v3 here. They're doing really well. They'll be able to take that sentry down. 3 minutes left to play. Their sentry's about to run out of ammo, which will make the volume in the arena quite a bit nicer. There we go.
But they do now lose their ability to help defend their basing their automated robot. And now it's losing health from somewhere. I believe that is standard free from UT, successfully landing some shots on that sentry, lowering their health down just a bit.
Blue standard 3 ran out of projectiles as the sentry for UT goes down.
That does now make the UT base vulnerable to attacks.
Ooh, A&M trying to chew through. Oh no, UT misplaying here a little bit. They leave the resupply zone without purchasing projectiles. They've got to circle back, but that was a nice bluff. It actually scared off A&M even though they didn't fire any projectiles.
Absolutely. I do believe, however, the standard from Texas A&M is actually out of projectiles itself. You see that red standard free up in the top left corner of your screen. They now purchase another 130 projectiles, so we'll see if they make another push towards the blue side.
If UT wants to get back in this game, their heroes got to start doing stuff. Standard 3 for the side of UT, leveling up, getting up to level 8. The level gap disappearing with 2 minutes left in the game. It's close, but A&M has a nice lead.
Yeah, at the moment, it's still a game of sentry health. 470 sentry health for Texas A&M, 0 sentry health for blue. The way things stand, Texas A&M will take
Texas
this first
A&M
round.
hero trying to make that a different narrative, trying to deal damage to the base, trying to launch a single projectile, and it walks away, head in the hands. Didn't launch one.
Absolutely. If Texas A&M is able to land a shot on that base is our first win condition here. Texas A&M with their alive sentry, their base is currently invulnerable to attack. Even if UT wanted to attack that base, they could not because it has that shield on it. UT's base is vulnerable to attack, so literally 1 damage on that base.
There we go. Texas A&M finally
taking
their attention to the base. They're starting to chew through it with their standard. A small volley does give them a nicer lead.
Blue hero knocked out. Looks like that's credited to red standard free, netting Texas A&M additional experience there on that standard.
Blue standard 3 firing a lot of projectiles, chunking down that hero from Texas A&M as it retreats back towards the base.
Oof, and looks like now blue hero down for a module offline. Looks like that'd be the last we see of that hero in this round.
Austin, we already knew that 1v1 standard versus standard A&M probably going to defeat Texas UT Austin.
Red standard free for Texas A&M. Best area in the game. I think I did see, it looks like it's off kilter in one of its wheels perhaps?
Maybe. 35 seconds left to go. A&M, it's a good thing they got that base damage down early. They're now, it's pretty much a standard versus standard fight. Doesn't bode well for UT. They've got to get that hero operational, fix that module before round 2.
Here comes that standard free once again, taking more HP off the base, 1,100 HP, and quickly dropping as more 17mm projectiles hit those armor plates.
10 seconds left to go. Texas A&M will take round one as they chew through the base with 6 seconds. Can they finish it off? They have the projectiles they need. They have enough. They're getting really close. They could do 545
And
damage.
there we go. Officially in the books. Round one to Texas A&M.
A TAMU win. And it's kind of as predicted, right, Austin? We discussed that UT would need to 2v1. They're not going to win the 1v1 standard versus standard.
Absolutely, yeah. Excellent work there from that standard, although I am still a little concerned by that standard being a little...
2-1. Let's go. Texas aimbots in the red, making their way directly to the refill station, able to get out of the base without too much of a problem.
University of Texas in the blue here, briefly getting up there on the bump, but they do make their way successfully out of the base and towards that reload zone.
Shouldn't really cause an issue. I don't think they're putting any gold into their hero early. So getting the standard there quickly pretty much is all that you need. Both teams doing a full gold dump. It's a 1v1 confrontation again here.
Looks like it's all into those standards.
Sentry for Texas A&M, 750 projectiles purchased in-game.
Looks like those sentries currently holding under ammo or projectiles at the moment. Not seeing a reprise of that Texas A&M sentry shooting itself.
Standard to standard to combat. These are going to be so impactful. Red Standard 3 actually taking the worst end of the trade. UT Austin doing a great job in this first confrontation.
Yeah, but UT Austin's hero does walk away with just under half health. You can see that top right corner of your screen.
That's the trade you're willing to take. Your non-firing hero health, as long as you don't die, you'd rather he tank up and just soak the damage. Texas A&M, also their sentry, has taken a shot or two. Slightly lower health, so UT in the lead with 3 minutes and 40 seconds to play.
That is fair. You do run the risk, though, of if you do end up losing that hero, if you don't back away quickly enough, you might end up giving additional XP to the opponent.
A&M able to grab that central buff, getting XP. They're starting to do chip damage onto the sentry. First blood coming across for UT Austin as UT Austin makes round two.
They might be back in the game, and they are, I believe, slightly ahead. 598 as they take out the red hero.
Number one standard. Who says UT Austin as they get a double kill? Wow, Texas A&M, quite an upset here. As the hero gets a kill.
Take the standard out again.
They could just spawn camp the standard. Being a one robot team hurts if that robot's dead. Oh my word.
With a slight lead.
UT Austin's got to capitalize. They need to move on. They need to be dealing damage to the sentry. Chasing kills is not as effective anymore.
And they do actually have that slight margin. 590 HP on that blue sentry, 554 for red. If things stay as they are,
Texas A&M, their standards back online, but look at the gimbal pointing straight up.
Well, let's see what Red Standard Free is doing as they circle around.
For Texas A&M, absolutely mechanically or software, something's busted. It can't see.
They're looking up. They're spinning in circles. They're heading into the blue base.
UT Austin's got to move on to the objectives. Ignore this broken standard and move on to the sentry.
We're hearing maybe some body blocking here as they try to defend against the red hero. Meanwhile, Red Standard Free knocked out again. Looks like it was credited to Blue Standard Free.
Austin, I wouldn't be surprised if Texas A&M kicks out their own standard. If it can't move, you don't want a driver that can't see driving your car.
Absolutely. We'll have to see what happens here as the red hero is knocked out again by that blue standard.
UT Austin showing their inexperience here, though. They need to be moving on to objectives. They have two bots that can both fire. They should be taking out Sentry or just chewing through the shield of Texas A&M.
Absolutely. Yeah, they do that slight margin, as I said earlier, but they can't just rest on that and call it good. There's still another 1 minute 33 seconds left in this round. They have to capitalize on this momentum that they've gained for themselves.
Texas aimbots. Their sentry has fired 200 projectiles. It looks like it's aiming. It fires in the general direction.
And looks like
the hero for Texas A&M firing projectiles. Are they back?
Looks like they do take out University of Texas's hero. That hero now back up and running, revived. Let's see if they can get themselves out of this precarious situation. If TAMU is able to capitalize on this.
A crazy change of events here as Texas A&M standard is the useless one. Their hero trying to clutch it up, trying to be the hero. 15 projectiles, both bases shielded. It's really going to come down to driver experience. Who understands where they should be putting their projectiles at this point in the game?
Under 50 seconds left to play as the red hero pushes towards the blue side once again. They now back off as Blue Side Free chases towards the
hero for Texas A&M lands a hit onto the sentry. They now have the lead. Texas A&M now leading by 50. UT has misplayed this. They've got to fire at the Sentry. They're still chasing the hero.
There goes Red Standard free, as you mentioned, that blind driver out of this round. But now with this round seemingly secured,
UT is throwing. Blue Standard 3 for UT, throwing the game, runs out of projectiles. 15 seconds left. They will lose round 2 to driver error. UT Austin, this is devastating. They had the game in the palm of their hands and they threw it on the ground. Oh,
1
no.
second left.
Texas A&M, a very poor performance, are handed the win from UT Austin. Neither team walking away from this round happy. They're both going back to their pits to figure things out. Wow.
Here with our stats. Pretty close on the 42mm projectile shot. Blue shot so many of those 17mm projectiles out of their standard. They had that lead for so long. They started early on, they had a slight margin with their Sentry health.
That was rough.
And then they just threw it away.
They did. Yeah, the standard got kind of the bloodlust of the video game and just decided to keep chasing down the destruction of Red Hero 1.